What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, two-time WBC super middleweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, David Benavidez, 24 wins, no losses, no draws, 21 wins by way of knockout. He's 24 years of age. He stands at 6'2", with a 75-inch arm reach. Last time we saw him in the ring was March of this year when he took on defeated Ronald Ellis. He got a TKO victory. He will be back in the ring August 28th of this year, next month, and he will be taking on Uzcategui. With that said, David Benavidez, superstar boxer, he's looking to get the biggest fights possible. Okay, David Benavidez, he's been looking to secure a fight with the likes of 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who currently is the unified super middleweight world champion, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez fought for David Benavidez' vacant WBC title due to the fact that David Benavidez lost it on the scale. Then David Benavidez, he wants to fight undefeated IBF super middleweight world champion superstar boxer Caleb Sweethand Plant. And most recently, he's been pursuing heavy a fight with 2-division undefeated world champion who is currently WBC reigning middleweight world champion at 160 pounds in Jermall Charlo. Okay, David Benavidez was brought up in a conversation in an interview done by Jermall Charlo, in which Jermall Charlo, he was asked about a possible move to 168, and Jermall Charlo, he stated that he'll go to 168. He'll beat all the fighters at 168, including David Benavidez, who he believes he will stop and knock out David Benavidez due to the fact that David Benavidez lacks on the defensive end. Jermall Charlo, 32 wins, no losses, no draws, 22 wins by way of knockout. He's 31 years of age, stands at 6 feet tall with a 73-inch arm reach. The last time we saw him in the ring was June 19th of this year when he took on Juan Montiel and got a unanimous decision victory in a surprising fight that Juan Montiel, he put up big resistance in the fight. With that said, back to the interview, Jermall Charlo, he stated that he would knock out David Benavidez because David Benavidez cannot take what Jermall Charlo is going to dish out often in the fight. So he says he'll knock out David Benavidez should he move to 168. Since David Benavidez was made aware of the comments made by Jermall Charlo, he has been in hot pursuit of Jermall Charlo. And once again, David Benavidez, after his fight, that being Jermall Charlo with Juan Montiel, David Benavidez, he instantly let it be known that he wants to fight Jermall Charlo because he would stop Jermall Charlo. He witnessed that Montiel, he had success against Jermall Charlo, especially in the 8th and 9th round, where he seemingly hurt Jermall Charlo in the 8th and 9th round. So David Benavidez, he stated that he believes that he'll stop Jermall Charlo. Now, we know Jermall Charlo, he stated in recent interviews, one in which he did with Brian Custer on the Last Stand podcast, and he stated when asked about a possible move to 168, he stated, I'm not a super middleweight, I'm a middleweight, I'm a 160-pounder. I'm not going up to 168 pounds for Canelo Alvarez or a fight with David Benavidez. I'm a 168-pounder. I'm looking to unify the belts here at 160, okay? Then the word came out that he had an opportunity to fight also multi-division, multi-world champion, so I say, Daniel the Miracle Man Jacobs, superstar boxer, and he turned that down to fight Juan Montiel. Now, there's other champions at 160. You have undefeated 2-division world champion, who currently is the WBO reigning middleweight world champion, and Demetrius Boo Boo Andre. And you also have former 2-time unified middleweight world champion, who's the IBF reigning middleweight world champion, Gennady Triple G Golovkin. He holds the IBF. And then you have Murata, who holds the WBA. With that said, Murata and Triple G seem to be colluding to try to make a fight happen amongst themselves. And Jermall Charlo doesn't seem to have too much interest in making a fight happen with Andre. With that said, David Benavidez has come out with some shocking news. He says he is now going to attempt to work his way down 8 pounds south to 160 to land a fight with Jermall Charlo. So he has no more excuses. He says, I know I can stop Jermall Charlo. He says, I know it's going to be tough to get down to 160. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy fight. It's going to be a tough fight. He says it's 2 battles in one to get down to 160 and the fight itself. But I know I could do both, and I know I can beat Jermall Charlo. So I'm going to call his bluff and go down to 160 and challenge Jermall Charlo. Okay? Now let's see if he truly wants to make this fight happen. Because now I'm not asking him to come up to 168, not asking for a catch weight. I'm looking to go down to 160. Wow. This means David Benavidez truly believes that he can beat Jermall Charlo. He truly wants this fight with Jermall Charlo. He says, let's see if Jermall Charlo is willing to put his money where his mouth is, where he said that he could knock me out. Now let's see if he could do it. Now I'm not asking him to come to 168. I know he says he's not a super middleweight, so now I'm planning to go to 160. Wow. Now this is going to be tough. We know David Benavidez, he missed weight trying to make 168, okay? So imagine him trying to lose 8 pounds south, okay? Now, if the fight is a ways off, I can see him making a weight, okay? I think it's going to be very tough. I think he's going to deplete himself, and he may not be as full strength. But as long as there's no rehydration clause, I believe he'll rehydrate to close to his normal weight. He'll rehydrate to well over 175 pounds. But can he get down to 168 without draining himself completely? And, is he going to be able to have punch resistance? Because when you deplete your body that much of water, okay, and your brain that much of water, okay, sometimes your body just doesn't allow you to take punches. And is he going to be able to absorb the punches from Jermall Charlo? Because let's face it, Jermall Charlo is still a very sharp, very accurate, very heavy-handed puncher, okay? And let's face it, David Benavidez does not have the best defense in the world, okay? And let's face it, David Benavidez has struggled to make weight at 168. We saw it. That's the reason why he lost his WBC title 2 fights ago on the scale, because he missed weight. Now, obviously, we're dealing with a global pandemic. Obviously, there's a lot of, issues that was going on as far as gyms being open, limited, workout places. But, somebody in the position that David Benavidez is, he should have all this equipment at his house to be able to monitor and keep himself on a certain weight limit, okay? But with that said, he's a very big guy, 6'1", 6'2", 75-inch arm reach, and, he's just a very big guy. You can see him in the ring fight night. He seems to be well over 100, at least close to 180 pounds, if not more, okay, on the night of the fight. So to go down to 160, okay, if he's already on weight at 168 right now, and let's say this fight is scheduled to take place somewhere in October, maybe November, I could see him getting down to 8 pounds with the right nutritionist, with the right, diet plan, with the right workout plan. He could get down to 160. But can he go down to 160 and take his punch resistance down to 160? That's what's most important, because otherwise, then excuses will be made. If Jermall Charlo was to beat and knock out David Benavidez, then excuses are going to be made that David Benavidez, he weight drained himself, he depleted himself, and he didn't have any punch resistance, which is a very, very real thing. But it's a choice on David Benavidez. But once again, this just goes to show the mindset of David Benavidez, that he is willing to go down to 160 pounds to challenge Jermall Charlo. But Jermall Charlo is not willing to go up to 168. And Jermall Charlo, let's face it, in his last fight with Montiel, he missed weight. Now, he missed weight by I believe it's 0.3 or 0.4, something of that magnitude, but he's a big guy. He's not the smallest guy in the middleweight division. He's 6 foot tall. He's a big guy. He can definitely make, he's actually the same size as Andre Ward, who fought at 68 and 75. So he definitely can move up in weight. But he rather just campaign at 160. If he can make the weight at 160, then, why move up? Okay. It's a skill to lose weight, as well as it's a skill to display your skill set in the boxing ring. To get down to the weight that you need to get down, it's a skill set. Errol Spence once said, "I'm a grown man. I don't walk around at 147 pounds," which is absolutely right? It's a skill to get down to the 147 pounds that Errol Spence fights at. It's a skill. We know his trainer, legendary trainer Ronnie Shields. He stated that Jermall Charlo definitely could campaign at a higher weight. So he believes his stature would allow him to carry weight at 168. So this is interesting. I want to see if Jermall Charlo is going to accept. Because now he's still in his comfort zone at 160. David Benavidez will have to do all the work to get down into 160 pounds, which is going to be very difficult. Most people would expect this to be a catch weight. It should be a catch weight right in the middle, 164. Jermall Charlo goes up 4 pounds. David Benavidez comes down 4 pounds. It should be a catch weight. That's an even playing field, okay? He comes down 4, he goes up 4. But yet, Jermall Charlo, he doesn't want to fight at a catch weight. He wants to fight at 160. David Benavidez says he's going to call his bluff, and now he's going to go down to 160 and challenge Jermall Charlo. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Wow.